right before I started this video. You've got so many eyes on you. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. It's not my favorite. I've never been a fan of it. I've never been a fan of the eyes. It's something I've picked up on my entire life. I used to always, that's where I kind of learned to just, I don't know, go in and kind of minimalize me to the exterior world, whether it was how I looked, how I talked, how I felt, how I articulated things, how I vocalized things, my work performance, all kinds of stuff. Because I always had eyes. I've always had just lurking eyes, and I can feel people around me. I can feel their emotions. I can feel things they're not saying. I just pick up on things. I just always have. I pick up on patterns, on synchronicities, people's emotions, people's feelings, people's things they're not saying out loud, people's things, their gestures, their heartaches, their hardships, their insecurities, their pain, because I've walked through a lot of that stuff myself. I know how it feels, so I can pick up on it. I can see it, I remember what it feels like to live a lie, so I can pick up on people that are living a lie. I mean, seriously. And so it's just one of those things. It's hard. It's not my favorite, but it's a part of my walk. It just is. It's been clearly shown to me. I wouldn't have made it to this day, this moment, making this video, saying the words that I'm saying, if it wasn't. It's just one of those things. I see it that way. I know it that way. With every beacon fiber bone in my body. And people have played their parts and are playing their parts how they're designed to play them. How they choose by free will. Truly. And there's a lot of scrambling. There's a lot of heartache. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of betrayal. There's a lot of hurt, misconceptions, redirections, manipulation, falsified stories, there's just all kinds of stuff flying. All kinds. There's a lot of involvement, a lot of intricate woven pieces. There has been and there will be. That goes without saying. And so it's one of those things. I'm at an acceptance with it. I walk through my days and I go through things and scenarios and situations, but at the same time, I'm still very blessed. I'm very blessed. I know people that aren't even in my physical realm, people I haven't even met, walking through so much more pain than I'm walking through or have walked through. I know that to be true. I do. We live in a world that inflicts pain intentionally. So I know there's people walking with a lot of pain, clearly. So it's one of those things, you come to acceptance of that. And you recognize the type of world you live in. Thank you. And I look forward to the day that they actually allow me to have my own place where I can make my own meal. All this crazy stuff. And they know it. And now they're playing the victim. They're very good at that. They're very good at playing the victim. They're very good at compelling stories. They're very, very good, healthy ego appetites, for sure, all day. And at the end of the day, you are where you're at by choices you make. You have to recognize that. There's no getting away from that. I had to recognize that, When you give people an inch, they are going to take a mile. You give people an overly giving position of you when they constantly show you that it's inconsistent and none of it makes sense. You are in the wrong there because you keep overly giving when it's constantly been shown to you, right? I even find myself with that this day, and so it's one of those things. I take everything in stride. I don't put a lot of emphasis on a lot of things outside of me, truthfully. And that's just something that my faith in God, my faith in myself, my faith in recognizing that I am one with the Christ conscience inside of me. I have my faith, I have my hope, I have my beliefs, I have my spirituality, and I have my religious beliefs that work for me. They might not make sense to everybody else, and they're not designed to make sense to everybody else. A lot of things that people do don't make sense to me. A lot of the time, truthfully. But I don't worry myself to try to make sense of it. I don't know why we live in a world that wants to make sense of everything outside of you. Why don't you start making sense of yourself? Why don't you start working on that? Why don't you start doing things that you're proud of? Why don't you start standing on things that you're proud of? Quit manipulating a story. Quit clickbaiting. Quit pointing the finger and hiding your hands. Quit putting yourself on an ivory tower and making it think that you're perfect. Nobody's perfect. So we have established nobody's perfect, so it's a waste of time to perceive yourself as somebody that is perfect. Now you have it all figured out. You have all the right answers. You're on the right side of right. Right? And perfection is just not achievable. And all of those things somewhat try to land on perfection. And it's not achievable. So in the midst of trying to land on perfection, be on the right side of right, stand for things that you believe in, start focusing on how you're acting, how you're articulating the things that you stand on in that mere moment. Don't overgeneralize. Don't point the finger unless you got the full story. Don't judge from an ivory tower. Don't put your faith in the system that is constantly showing you that it is not working. It's not operating. There's a fail short there. Don't constantly put people in ivory towers that you've literally most likely never going to meet. Most likely never going to meet. Don't allow them to be your end-all be-all. You need to be your end-all be-all. You need to come in and save you. You need to figure out what your choices can change so you can create a better trajectory for your family. Because I can assure you it's not going to be the system. It's not going to be all the people that you're putting your cookies in their baskets. I can assure you of that. That's clearly been shown to us. We live in two different worlds. Two different worlds. Night and day. You can't compare the two. And when you speak out on these things, for some reason, you're chastised. You're slandered. Your storyline becomes a freaking exploitation. And everybody's living in a Truman Show. Right? And it's one of those things. You just have to wake up to it and see. And figure out what you can do to be different and better in your own life, in your everyday minutes. Stand for what's right. Don't let your conscience get the best of you. Don't allow things that you've done in the past that you're not ready to accept accountability for take you to the ground, because they will. And then you'll be laying in bed. You won't be able to sleep. You'll be getting sick. You'll have anxiety. You'll have depression. You'll think something's wrong with you, and it's not. It's not. In different ways it can be, but a lot of the times it's not. It's all up in here. You need to regulate here. Regulate here. And then everything else will regulate. And you'll be shown the path that works best for you. But you have to regulate your heart. You have to regulate your mind. And you have to be on the right side of you. Not the right side of everybody else outside of you. Lord knows, you keep putting yourself in things outside of you, it's going to take you. They're going to take you wherever they want to take you, and then you're going to become a puppet on their strings. A puppet on their strings, creating tests and illusions in someone's life and thinking they don't know. Thinking they don't know. And that's going to be a really peculiar life to live. I can assure you of that. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a good night.